I just looked up from what I was doing and realized I can't really see anything outside. It's all white. It's a little less now, but when I just looked up, it must have just kicked up some wind and like flurries and just white everywhere. It actually looks a lot more contrasted on the camera than what I'm actually able to see in person. Like that line of trees is really well defined on the camera, and I cannot make out the tops of the trees in person. So technology. Look, my little sun dream catcher thing is still chilling up there, literally chilling, because it's probably freezing cold right now. Other than recording that one clip earlier, I kind of forgot that I'm supposed to be doing a vlog today. So right now I'm eating dinner and playing games on my phone. My hair is still drying because I took a shower. This video is supposed to be about Yule decor. Also, my partner's coming over soon, so I'm not going to be able to vlog the whole night. So I will finish what I'm doing right now, eating a little bit, and then I'll show you some of my Yule decor. Is there anything right behind me that I can show you? None of that is Yule. This is my witch altar with my little statue of La Befana that I forgot to show you in the other video. So there's that. And there's this cute little, look at my shadow, that's such cool visual effects. There's this little witchy Christmas ornament, Halloween-y Christmas ornament that my mom got me. It has a picture of it on the outside. And that's her in there. She's in plastic, but my mom sent this to me. Oh no, she's not in plastic, she's just under it. My mom sent this to me last year. Cute little witchy Halloween ornament. Oh, and here's my, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of the way of the light here. This is my Unitarian Universalist Flaming Chalice ornament that was made by the director of religious education at the church that I used to go to and all the kids. They stamped them and painted them, and then they handed these out at the Christmas Eve service that year. It was a few years ago now. I haven't been in the last couple of years to that service. Another year they made us ornaments that had ribbons and glitter and stuff inside them. I can't think of where mine is right now. I also have 2 poinsettia plants now, one from my crew at the theater and one from my property manager at the apartments where I live. They do that every year. So now I have 2 of those. I of course have my new pentacle wreath that I just made recently and you saw in another recent video. And what I normally do, I haven't even prepared to do this at all, is I decorate my broom instead of a tree. I have these silver bells on the door, which are great for cleansing by sound, so it's a great thing to have right on the door of your home, because anytime you open and close the door, it's kind of cleansing your space, and it's obviously very seasonal, silver bells. And these come in all different colors. This is just the one that my mom got me years ago, and so I still have it, and I keep it up from winter through winter, basically, from before Christmas and Yule till like through Imbolc. I keep this up. And then I have some other little, not sponsored by gum companies, I have some other little ornaments that I put on my broom. This is some reindeer, looks kind of like a wood carving. And this one I actually found at a local thrift store for $1. I love it because obviously it is reminiscent of the pentagram and the pentacle, but it's a snowflake. A couple years ago, obviously in 2014, my mom had these ornaments made for me from, I believe she said, an Etsy shop, or maybe it was someone local out by her, I don't remember, who has a machine that makes these ornaments out of a single spool of thread. Each ornament is made from an entire spool of thread. This camera, luckily, is really good, so it'll really zoom in on that detail for you. But I think she had him make this one first out of the blue in the style with the handle, because she knows I love candle holders like that. But then the guy said that there was some small flaws with it, which I can't really even tell unless he means like that little hole. I forget what it was, but he said there was something that didn't come out exactly right about it. It looks freaking great to me, but anyway, he had her make a second one for me for free. So I also got this purple one, which is a candle with like holly leaves at the bottom. So my mom chose candles specifically because she knows that that would be something that would be meaningful to me and was not too Christmassy and would be more Yule-like. So I got these, and they're normally hanging on a jewelry tree that I have in the other room, but I have everything moved because I went to that art show and sold some of my jewelry, so all of my usual display stuff is kind of everywhere. But I've also hung these in the center of my wreath, but you'll be seeing my wreath next. That's the biggest thing that I have to show you, and I have something new in the middle of it now, so you'll see. Now, this is just a little plate that I have. It's sparkly, decorative, has some holly on it and some pine. And I usually just set this up on the back of an altar as just a decorative thing, like behind a candle. I have some candles that are shaped like Yule logs. They're still packed away at the moment, but sometimes I put one of those in front of it. Sometimes I just use a jar candle that is like pine or holly or some kind of holiday thing. You know how it goes. I also have this thing, which is a fake poinsettia garland-ish thing. I used to put this on my bookshelf or over top of where my TV was. Let's go put it on the bookshelf. So this bookshelf here, I would always just put it on the top part over the, I'm doing this with one hand because I am not putting this camera on a tripod. Of course, it's knocking everything else down in the process. There! Okay. It's in its proper place. That's where the poinsettia goes because it fits perfectly from one end to the other. I don't have to hang it. I just wrap the last one around the sides. Everything looks so empty because I took down all the jewelry display stuff that's usually there. Anyway, poinsettia. Ooh. So that's done now. Like if I were gonna redo this entire altar to make it Yule, I would put this like on one of the shelves. I don't know if I'm gonna do that though. I haven't even gotten that thing hung up yet. Who are we kidding? My reindeer and pine. I don't know. Anyway, this is the big thing right here. This is my wreath that I bought when I was a freshman in college to put on my dorm door. And I bought these little sort of frosted apple looking ornaments and pine cone ornaments, which you can of course make yourself if you live in an area where there are pine trees, which I do. But these are ornaments. And I just used 4 of them. It came with more than 4 in a set. Could we focus, please? Thank you. Came with more than 4 in a set, but I just made my wreath with 4 of each because I wanted it to resemble the Wheel of the Year. This is my most important personal Yule symbol thing that I own. So this symbolizes the Wheel of the Year. Solstices and equinoxes are pine cones. Those are the seasonal related Sabbats that are determined by the actual solar year, and then the major Sabbats are symbolized by the apple, which to me is a symbol of magic. So this is Imbolc, Beltane, Lammas, and Samhain, Yule, Ostara, Litha, Mabon, whatever you personally call all of those things. I have various names for all of them. Usually just call them by the solstices and the equinoxes and then the names of the major Sabbats. And then last year I finally got smart and just tied these on because the pine cones were coming apart. So they're actually tied on now with hemp twine so that they stay in that place. So they're not moving all over the place. The scarf that they're hanging in front of is a scarf that's made in Italy, and I actually got it at a thrift store for like $1 or $2, and I think it's beautiful. It's got like rainbow colors in it, but anyway, that's what's behind it. And it was already on the door when my wreath was up front last year. My witch hat's on the wall. And then I just hung the wreath over it, intending to only leave it there until I put it away for the year, and I never did. So it's been hanging on my closet door all year long. Anyway, so I did that last year and finally secured them on where they want to go all the time. And last year I also made myself this ornament. I just made it out of construction paper and like metallic colored pencils. And on the one side with the dark sun it says, "Blessings upon you, may the spirits be fair," which is part of a poem. It's the 13 Rights of a Witch, I think is what it's called. This is our birthright to have and to share. Blessings upon you, may the spirits be fair. So that's what I picked for the dark part, and this is symbolizing the dark part of the year, the dark part of the cycle, winter, and then on the solstice, I turn it over and it says solstice blessings and a happy new year, and it's all gold and yellow and orangey, so, and bronze and just any kind of warm metallic-y colors that I had. So that's something that I do on the solstice, but it's dark until then. silvery and dark. So it's on the closet door for now. I haven't even put it on my front door yet. But that's my biggest piece of Yule decor. It's a very simple thing. You can see how easy it would be to make something like this. But to me, it's the most important symbol of the holiday that I have because I don't decorate a tree, I don't do a log. I just decorate my broom. And yes, I still have my hair in a towel. I should probably just take it out. I just decorate my broom, as you saw. Now I gotta put my towel away. Always put your things away, kids. So here's a couple of ornaments on my broom. This is the jewelry tree that those other things are usually hanging on. But yeah, so it's just me, so there's not really any reason that I can see for why I should have a tree or anything like that if I don't really need to. Like I'm not celebrating here with family. My family usually goes out and gets a tree. They've been getting live trees for the last couple of years, and afterwards at New Year's I take the needles from it and I save the needles, and that's how I get these stockpiles of Yule tree pine needles to use in my stuff. And I like to make things. I like to make things like ornaments. I like to do the wreath things. Wreaths are just really important symbolism to me because the symbol of the circle and the cycle is very important to me. So I guess that's why I'm drawn to wreaths. And I like the poinsettia, and I like the tree, but I don't need to have a tree by myself. I don't need to go out and get a tree. If I do, I get like a little potted pine tree, and they usually don't live very long. But I'll show you probably when I go to my grandma's for Christmas Eve, even though Vlogstice will be done because I'm only doing this until the winter solstice. I'll probably still show you at my grandma's house. She has what was a little tiny potted pine tree that my cousin and I bought her a few Christmases ago, and it's still in a pot in her house, but it's flourishing. Like, it doesn't grow big because it's one of those varieties that's supposed to stay small. Also, it's just in a pot, so it can't really grow much bigger unless we plant it in the ground. But it's still growing really well, I swear. Everything grows in abundance where my grandma lives. It's magical. So yeah, I like the scent of piney things. I like wreaths because of the circle. I like bells. I like snowflakes. I love that snowflake ornament that's in the shape of a 5-pointed star. Stuff like that. That's kind of my taste as far as the winter holidays and Yule are concerned. Everything else in my house, as you probably know throughout my videos, is Halloween themed. These, and this, and this, and this, and these, and this, and this, and that, and this. So yeah, my wreath and my little poinsettia garlandy thing, those have always been my, oh, and the silver bells on my door. Those have always been the top Yule decorations that I've ever had, and I just kind of go from there. But those are the constants that I always do. So they're done now, and we still have like almost a week until Yule. Wow, guys, we did that so early. One day when I have a house and stuff, I'd probably like to get a tree. There's actually a little like 4-foot artificial tree that we're using in the play that I'm doing that I think is really cute and a nice size. I could go for something like that. Small enough that I can take care of it, and I do have other ornaments somewhere in my seasonal decorations box. I have some of the ornaments that were like my baby's first ornaments that my mom handed down to me, so I do have some more ornaments like that. I have the UU one I don't even usually put on the tree, it just kind of hangs around all the time. And I have the other one that they gave us that I don't recall where it is right now, but it's somewhere because I know I wouldn't have gotten rid of that. Also, I wanted to show you the thing that I was making for Etsy in this video, but I haven't finished them yet. It would take me like 2 seconds, but I just keep doing different things throughout the day, and I keep knocking things over. I keep working on different things and getting distracted, and like today I was on the phone and on email half the day figuring out whether we were gonna cancel my brush-up rehearsal for tonight because of the weather, which we ended up doing. And that's when I realized that I hadn't recorded any of this yet, so I needed to do that so I can edit now. So that's my Yule decor. Also some like wintry household things like this that were given to me. Wreaths and reindeer and trees. And yep, just looked at myself in the mirror for the first time since I took my hair out of the towel. What even? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.